Hello everyone and welcome back to their Godzilla Battle Line video, and today I have with me Spencezilla and we will be going over all of the leaders in Godzilla Battle Line, making a leader tier list. Spence, say hello.
What is up, everyone? How we doing? Appreciate you having me on, Melee. What's
Of
up,
course.
Dispensable, of course. That's why I'm here, just to advertise. Yeah,
A
it's gonna be
free
a ton of
plug.
fun. Yeah, that's why I'm here.
The leader tier list is been my most requested video, and you actually have been my most requested guest.
Oh, wow.
Was
Your
was
audience has
you.
good taste.
They do, my friend, they do. Well,
Yeah.
I have a bit of trivia for you. I actually spoiled one of my questions that I was going to give you before,
Oh,
but
Lord.
do you know how many leaders there are in the game?
40.
There are 40. I accidentally let that slip earlier when I was talking to you. But do you know how
Yep.
many so the last tier list we did for leaders, I think you were there for that one, was one of the live streams, was
Yeah, I
like
was
6
there.
months ago, almost 7 months ago. Do you know how
Yeah.
many leaders have been added since then?
I don't, but I'm gonna say 7 or 8. That's my guess.
3.
Wow.
3. The last leader on that tier list was Evolved Godzilla, and then we got the Ride Godzilla, Anime Mechagodzilla, and Gigan Rex. Since then,
Wow.
3 leaders.
That's
But
wild.
in November or December, we got 10 huge buffs to 10 of the leaders, and so that has completely shaken up the leader meta, as well as the cards. The cards are very important.
Yeah,
So
definitely. They make or break leaders.
110%. So we are going to talk about all the leaders and their abilities. I will mention all of their card combinations, like just so people are aware of what colors you can fit in there. Not every leader I'm gonna give like a recommendation on cards. So there are a few leaders on this list that, like, you pick the right cards, they're just juiced out of their mind.
Yeah, definitely.
So the first one on this list, my camera's blocking it, but it's Battra. Battra is number one. So where do you think you'd place Battra?
Originally, I'd place Battra straight into bad, but there are some strats where you stall with the Void and keep spamming his leader ability on the lead because it got buffed. It does a lot of damage now. So, like, just for that niche pick, I'd give it mid. Like, it's still not that good, but it can do a lot of damage to other leads, especially like lower level ones.
So the Battra leader ability. So Battra is, and I'm already fumbling this entire thing. The Battra card combinations. It's 2 reds, a blue, and a yellow. The special move is the Prison Beam. It costs 1 on a 90-second cooldown. It deals X amount of damage 3 times in a straight line and increases movement speed of allied aerial units on the battlefield by 50% for 15 seconds. 90 seconds a cooldown at 1 energy. There's a couple cards you could throw in here, make that like a 60-second ability, and you could just pop that constantly.
Yeah, it's very to fight.
I've had a few people do it to me, and I always think that they're bots, because the old bots used to just pop Battra leader ability as soon as the match started. So now when people do it to me, I think that they are also bots.
Yeah,
But I
mind
don't think that
trickery.
this is an insanely great lead. I would put this at bad, but you say that it is at
Yeah,
least mid,
yeah,
maybe
I'd
the
say
bottom of
mid.
mid.
Yeah, very bottom of mid because there's definitely worse leaders.
Yeah, I think for sure it will come up soon on them. I think there's
Yeah.
definitely way worse leaders. But a not way worse leader, who is the next one on our list, is Biollante. Now, Biollante is 1 red, 2 blue, and a yellow. Acid Slap costs 1. Its cooldown is 60 seconds. Deals X amount of damage in a straight line and increases the movement speed of allied ground units in water by 300%, and increases damage dealt to allied units with a range of 60 or more by 20% for 30 seconds on the battlefield. I think this is great. I think this is really, really good. I don't
Yeah,
think it's
Bio's
meta. I
always
think
been
it's
good.
great. She's
Yeah,
always been
always
really
been a great
good.
leader.
Totally agree with you. The brand new map is 95% water. So this ability, being able to pop it very frequently, rushing your entire push down the lane, from actually not even on New York, you had to do it, on the left or the right, and on Skull
Yeah.
Island, left or right, London in the middle, and in Tokyo you couldn't, and not really, and then Hollow Earth you can't. Operation Watasumi, that's the whole damn map. This
Yeah.
leader just
So
gets
good.
better because of the map.
Yeah, and also like the leader ability, it buffs Rio specifically as one of them. He's got
Yeah.
insane range. You can just beam
Hmm.
down people with that ability in him. It's so good.
We keep seeing more and more monsters getting added with 70, like a little bit over 70 range, like 75, and they're just out of reach of the enemy leaders. So anything that's 60 or above gets the damage boost as well as the movement speed. So like most meta units are going to get buffed by this,
Yeah,
regardless
that's
of
super good.
level or energy cost. So this is really good. I don't think it's super meta. I think she's definitely really great. I think she's probably meta on the water map only, but I think she's always been a great leader. I think she's just not meta.
Yeah, completely agree.
Okay, bet that, bet that. This is a leader that I haven't looked at the last tier list that we've done because I didn't
Ooh.
want to like be influenced by that last one. But this is one that I think I remember being in the meta at the time is Desghidorah. And Desghidorah's leader ability or leader stuff is 2 blue cards, 2 yellow cards, strong, violent, advancing thunderquake, amazing name. Also
Mouthful.
energy cost is 1. Cooldown is 100 seconds. It deals burn damage and then X amount of damage in a fan shape and then doubles its own cost recovery rate by 5 seconds. The burning deals 70 damage to afflicted units every second for 8 seconds. I think it's good. I think it's probably great. I feel, but I don't.
Because like Mecha King Ghidorah is just better in every way to him now that he
Yeah.
got buffed. Like Desghidorah really fall. He really fell as a lead. It's like especially
Yeah.
now with one of the biggest factors, well, always been a big factor, but range with leads. We have so many that can hit out of lead range. He is, I think, one of the shortest lead ranges in the game,
It's
if not the
70.
shortest.
It's
Yeah, it's
70.
really bad.
Yeah. We didn't even go over the range for the other two, but it didn't really matter for them. For Desghidorah, I've seen a few people use Desghidorah. I never really think it's super. I mean, the card combination, the colors, is good for like the special move charging or like the lowering the or decreasing the cooldown on the special move. But I don't even think that the energy gained from the Desghidorah special move is nearly as good as like Mecha King Ghidorah, which we'll talk about
Yeah,
soon. But
it's nowhere near as good. It's a short burst of energy, but Mecha King Ghidorah
mhm.
just lasts longer and gives more over time.
It also has a longer base cooldown than Mecha King Ghidorah. I think Mecha King Ghidorah is 90 seconds. Maybe it's 100 at base. I'm not entirely sure.
I
I don't
think it's
remember.
90.
I'll tell you right now, it's kind of a spoiler for the video. Mecha King Ghidorah's it is 90 at base. So Desghidorah's is 10 seconds longer. I, maybe I
It's
put
tough.
him in solid. Like the
He's
top
either
is solid or the
either top
bottom
of
of great.
solid or yeah, top solid, bottom great.
I'll
We could probably
put
stick him bottom of great for now and move him down if we need.
I'll put him at the bottom of great because being able to not intrinsically, but being able to give yourself that energy gain is good. That's great on its own. So he's
Oh
gonna
yeah,
be good in that aspect. He's just not as good. He would have been meta, but so much has changed. He's not meta anymore.
yeah, he fell a little bit.
I think that's definitely super fair.
Yeah,
Speaking of one that has also fallen off a ton, it's Destoroyah, the perfect form.
Mhm.
He's got 2 red cards, a blue and a yellow, variable slicer. Its energy cost is 3. The cooldown is 90 seconds. It deals X damage twice in a rectangular area and increases damage dealt of allied units with range less than 40 by 30% for 15 seconds on the battlefield. This was, I would have said this was meta for months and months, especially with the card that lets you take a cost off of that to make the variable slicer 2. I don't know, the leaders, spoiler alert, the leader meta is not right now revolving around how much damage your leader is normally doing. It's kind of
yeah,
about how much healing or energy you're producing. There's one character that I think is definitely meta that is all about damage, but this is not it.
yeah. I completely agree. And like with leaders right now, you can't just have like a really good ability but a really bad base kit. Like spoiler G24, for example, he can wipe the board like Des and get energy back and has long range. Des doesn't have
Hmm.
any of that besides the board wipe. So like he's still good because that's like 5,000 damage at high level.
Yeah.
But
Like mine is level 24, so he's doing 19 he's doing a 1900 damage 2 times. All right, cool. It's just like what, a little under 4000 damage.
yeah,
Great. And then I'm giving a buff of 30%, to units with range that is 40 or lower. I couldn't name you a unit that I'm using or own that is range 40 or lower off the top of my head. I mean, like Jet Jaguar,
Gigan 04 is
Anguirus,
probably the big one,
Gigan 04.
but
Okay,
like he's
Gigan 04 is one.
also
But we keep getting characters that require range. Not so many characters are 40 range and also meta.
yeah. His,
Not a whole
like
lot.
that buff has just never really been good. It's all about that damage to Destroya.
Yeah, exactly. And right now, just the damage on defense with no other kind of upside is not helping him. I would put him in solid because I feel like he's been in the game long enough. A lot of people have levels. His ability is still really good on defense, but you have no real. I mean, you have an offensive boost to it, but you're not really gonna be using a whole lot of characters that are even gonna benefit from it regardless.
Yeah, it's pretty much a purely defensive ability.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
so
think top of solid's good for him.
yeah, I'm putting him top of solid. I think that is fair.
Yeah.
We have then also Fire Rodan. Now you'd think Fire Rodan's card combinations would have red because he is bright red, but it is not. It is 2 greens and 2 blues. For Uranium Heat Ray, energy cost is 2. The cooldown is 90 seconds. Deals X amount of damage in a fan shape and increases damage dealt by allied aerial units on the battlefield by 30% for 30 seconds. It's
I
alright.
think we stick the lovebirds together with this one. Like he's just
Yep.
mid like Battra.
Yeah, it's not like, I'm not trying to just boost my flyers. If I'm going to use a leader ability that's boosting stats, I want it to boost everyone. I don't want it to just be flyers. Odds are I'm not only using flyers. This is good if you want to use, like, Desghidorah, Gigan Rex, the chopper. I think this even works on the choppers.
Yeah, it does.
Because they're flyers. The flying Gamera as well. All of the moths. Most of the Ghidorahs. There's 2 of them that are on the ground. But it's just not it. This isn't. It's not terrible. This is not terrible. It's definitely not good. And it's just mid. I think they go together.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah, it's not. And I mean, like, with any of these characters, you could always put like a bunch of cards on them and forego the stat gain or 20%, 50% stat gain or whatever the hell it is, and you could put a ton of cost reduction on the abilities. But even if you have a ton of cost reduction on, like, Fire Rodan's ability, it's not really going to be as beneficial to you as maybe some of the other characters we're going to see on this list. I think he's just all right.
Yeah. Also, just speaking of that, because his ability only buffs flyers. If you want to buff flyers, you can just put the Rebirth of Mothra card on there.
Yeah,
It's like
well,
his ability
I
is
didn't even
just,
think
like,
of that.
negated
That's
almost.
extremely good point. That there is now a card that kind of is just a mini version of Fire Rodan's ability, but you don't have to use Fire Rodan as a leader. You just put
Yeah,
the
in the
card
last
on the
full
Rebirth
match.
Mothra. Yeah, exactly. It's the entire time. So I didn't even consider something like that. That actually is that's actually a really, really great point.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so you got a good one in there.
Yeah, doing my best.
I got Gigan 1972 next for you. Red, blue, 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 bladed ripper. Energy cost is 2. 2. Oh my god. Cooldown is. I was trying to say 2 and cooldown at the same time. Cooldown is 120 seconds base. It deals X amount of damage 5 times in a straight line and then raises the movement speed of allied ground units on the battlefield to Gigan's movement speed for 10 seconds. Now, Gigan's movement speed is 24, making him one of the fastest characters in the game. I don't think he's the fastest. I think there's someone with 27, but he is one of the fastest.
What a fall from grace this guy had. He used to be the best leader back in the original seasons, but honestly, all the 3-star leaders now they're just not competing with the 4-stars. He is not good at all.
I think he could be. I think out of all the 3-star leaders, I think he should be in mid. I feel like his strategy, albeit super predictable, is really just has held up. I did a Gigan rush the other day with Rio on my team and, like, Beast Glove Kong and the Scar King Shimo combo, and that was scary looking, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He's extremely predictable. you're not really going to use a whole lot of cards boosting his ability because you don't really need to be rushing constantly. You really only need one really good rush.
Yeah.
It's a tried and true strat and it works. It's not as good as it used to be, but it's all right. It's all right. I'll put him in mid. I think it's definitely better than Battra and Fire Rodan. It has more
Oh, yeah,
utility at
definitely.
least than them.
Yeah. Especially if they keep adding units like MG18, for example, who wants to get upfield. He's really good for that. It's niche,
Hmm.
but it's definitely viable. So if they keep adding units like that, you can definitely go up a few tiers. Might see a
Yep, I
return
agree.
of the rush meta.
I agree. I don't think he's really ever gonna, as long as there's new players that have easy access to the Gigan, I don't think that he's gonna really go to. I don't think he's ever gonna reach bad as long as there's people in the new tiers using him. He's always gonna be really good for brand new players, but when you get to the end of the game, not so much.
Yeah, he falls off.
Big time. Speaking of falling off big time, or actually maybe one that never even got his
Never on top.
start, never lifted off, is Godzilla 2021. Red, green, green, yellow. Heat ray. Energy cost is 4. Cooldown is 120 seconds. Deals X amount of damage 10 times in a straight line. And reduces the cost of allied units with range of less than 40 by 1 for 15 seconds. Holy
That's a
shit. This is
big pile of dog
fucking
shit.
terrible. So bad. This is so unbelievably dog shit.
There's not much more to say. He might be the worst lead in the game.
He's in definitely contention for the worst leader in the game. He looks awesome. He sounds great. He's gonna bug the fuck out of the game, or he used to.
Yeah.
He hits for like, okay, so mine is level 19. He
Yep.
hits for 85 damage 10
Oh
times.
wow.
So what is that? 850 damage
Yeah, 850.
only in a straight line, but it does reach the enemy lead. And then he's going to reduce the cost of my units with range of less than 40 by 1 for 15 seconds. And now that the roster is 12 or is 11 units and then the 12th is the leader, what are the odds I'm rotating into a fourth like a level a 40 ranged character if I'm not like specifically trying to go for that in the deck? Probably not very high. I would wager to say
Horrible.
1 out of 11.
Yeah, horrible all around. And also, he's got no blue slots, so he can't stick any of the energy cards on him for that buff. Well, he could,
Well,
but
there's
you won't
the
even get that passive buff.
well, they have a yellow slot and then they have the red, and you can use the red Ebera and then the yellow Millennium card.
Is it? No, I was talking about the Final Wars and the new G24 card.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
those.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You can't use those on them. Will not
Yeah,
take them. Will not take them. So,
the
you know,
picky fat suck.
what is the new Final Wars? The new what was the other card? Not the Final
Um,
Wars one, because that's blue, right?
isn't the G24 card blue as well? The 3.5 cost or under?
I don't know. Maybe it's green.
I thought it was blue.
Now you got me confused. I'll go look right now for actually I have the game open.
I'm looking in the library. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
it's blue.
looking. Okay, it is. So they're both blue.
Yeah,
Okay, so yeah. Either way, this guy's fucked. He's not
yeah,
can't use
either
any of
way.
them. Yeah. Either way, dog water. He's bad. We're moving on.
Make a new tier for him.
Yeah, G21 tier, absolute
Yeah,
dog shit.
horse shit unit and lead. That unit's good. I forgot.
Yeah,
Whoopsies.
him as a unit, pretty good, pretty
Now you
decent.
got a fat buff.
Godzilla, 1989, originally the first S tier leader, right?
Yep.
Maybe next to Gigan 72. Cards red, green, blue, yellow. He's the tutorial character. He's gonna have one of every card. He's a 3-star also. Heat Ray, energy cost is 2, cooldown is 90 seconds, deals X amount of damage in a fan shape, and increases damage dealt by allied units with an energy cost of 5 or more on the battlefield by 50% for 15 seconds. I still think that this is halfway decent. I don't
Yeah, he's still good, but
I don't think he's bad. I think I would maybe put him in mid as well, like at the maybe the bottom
I think
of
he's right
mid.
with Gigan 72. That
Yeah,
ability definitely has utility now that it does damage.
yeah. Like,
So it's super short range, 3-star leader. Yeah, great card combination, but
hmm
his ability is just heavily outclassed by the new 4-star leads.
yeah. There's a lot of abilities that are going to do similar stuff, like Kong. Kong's ability, fantastic, right? I
Oh,
really
that's
like. I'm
garbage
gonna
ability.
gas up Kong as soon as we get to him and a few guys here, but Kong's ability is fantastic. It's basically a better version of this. he's always going to, for the same reason Gigan is in mid, he's probably never going to hit bad, is because he's extremely accessible to early players. He's literally the first character you get in the game. And he's at least has a halfway decent leader ability that will take you into like the 56, arena rankings, maybe even into the 60s until you have something that's high enough to swap out for. I think that he's at least halfway reasonable of a pick.
Yeah, he's always going to be viable for the lower ranks. He's been around the block.
This next one absolutely brings a fucking tear to my eye. On every caliber, and it is Godzilla Ultima. His cards are red, 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 green. Heat Ray, energy cost is 3, cooldown is 90 seconds. It deals X amount of damage in a fan shape and reduces the cost of effect battle pieces by 1 for 15 seconds. This is maybe only better than G21 because he has longer range. He has 100 range as a leader. I think him and Super Mechagodzilla are the longest ranged leaders, and man, this fucking sucks. This guy was meta because he was such long range, he could hit everything. His card combination's kind of ass. His ability is kind of ass. His range is good. That's it. So he's bad now. He's just bad.
Yeah. I honestly, just for that range alone, I'd give him mid. Just, he can hit a lot of stuff G21 can't. He is
I would put him maybe at the top of bad because we're gonna put a bunch of more things in bad.
Yeah, we are.
I mean, this ability is literally dead on arrival.
Yeah, it does get damage at least.
What are you reducing for that 15 second? Your Dimension Tide, Void Ghidorah, the trains by 1 for 15 seconds? Like, what are you just spamming a shit ton of these effects out, like one right after another, and not putting anything on the board to capitalize on the one energy reduction? Like, come on.
It really is pretty bad. It's only used for damage. Maybe if it was 1 cost, you can use it for the effects, but isn't it like 3?
Yeah, it is 3.
Oh my god.
And then there's the card that reduces it by 1, but I think that's a yellow card. So
yeah, it is.
Like, that's not even going to sync up with his color combination at all.
It feels so wrong putting him there. It really does.
I know, because in the last one of these, I think I had him in meta or at the top of great, and now he's just bad because there's so many powerful cards, there's so many powerful combinations, and a bunch of leaders have really good abilities, and this ability has always sucked ass. He's just had really good range. Now it doesn't really even matter.
Yeah,
which sucks.
It really does. Poor Ultima.
He's really just had a rough go about it his entire existence, honestly. But he's always been pretty good. We're gonna have to old yeller Ultima soon. I feel it. It's coming.
It's gonna be great.
Someone that I think should never have been actually changed to a leader, if this was gonna be how they did it, was Hedorah, the mature stage Hedorah, 1971, green, blue, yellow, yellow, Hedrium Bomb and Hedrium Ray. Energy cost is 2. Cooldown is 30 seconds, deals X amount of damage twice in a circle, and then halves the placement time of targeted ally units for 30 seconds. Now, this is also, I believe, the first character that we've talked about today that also got a major adjustment in the 10 leader adjustment, like, buffs that they did.
I think so,
It got increased HP, reduce the special move cooldown time, and then increase the special move damage dealt to units. I have a breakdown on all 10 of these characters already on this channel with Rick the Squirrel. We talked about every single one of these changes. This guy still fucking sucks. Hedorah still sucks. This is terrible.
Literal big pile of shit.
This might be worse, perhaps, than G21 because, like,
it's close.
I've thought to myself, you know what? Scar King does take a long time to place. If only I was using the Hedorah leader and popped that leader ability for 2, I could have had Scar King out 3 seconds faster. Wow.
It's by far the worst leader effect in the game. Like, by far. It's basically a nerf because, like Shimo and the Scar King, they're pretty bad, but they take a long time to deploy, and that can stall you like 1 or 2 energy. You pop that Hedorah ability, you're not stalling.
And you're -2 energy, right? It's just it's insane, and it even is worse because for those of you who are newer to the channel and the game, in the December 2022 season, there was no new unit. It was just Hedorah and Desghidorah getting changed to be leaders, and no new units. And it was the most miserable season we'd ever had. I think it was till this day. It was just horrible. There was nothing going on. events, nothing, anything exciting around Christmas time. And they took away the they took something away around Christmas time. I don't remember what it was. Or they brought back the Godzilla and Kong units around Christmas.
Yeah.
So that was the following season after. But Jesus Christ, the 2022
so
season was
bad.
miserable. Absolutely
Yeah.
miserable.
Also, just want to say, Hedorah, I think might have the lowest attack as a leader in the game. It's so low. I mean, the AoE, it doesn't even make up for it. I think it's under 400 at like 25. It's so bad.
My Hedorah is level 30. As
Yeah,
a
well,
leader, it is doing 430 damage, and the
wow.
health is 12,733 with a 70 range. Their attack speed is 2 seconds.
It's not terrible,
So
but
shortest, in
400.
contention for shortest leader range, because 70 is already not good. We haven't really been talking about the range too much. No one here really, besides Ultima, it's really mattered for. Because anyone that has shorter range that we didn't mention has like a really good ability. Ultima's range is super important. Hedorah's range being 70 is just another kick in the teeth to this thing because it's just horrible. It's not really great
Yeah.
range.
Basically no redeeming qualities besides
No,
card
0.
combination. That's
Yeah,
it.
110%. I agree. Do you know who actually has a lower reach than Hedorah? It's Jet Jaguar
Oh my,
2021.
really?
Actually, hold on. I'm looking at him as a unit. What about his leader stats? Nope, I'm just kidding. As a unit, it is worse range. He has 60 range, but as a leader, it's also 70. Thank God. I was about
Yeah.
to throw him in the shitter. His cards are red, blue, yellow, yellow. All-encompassing strike. Energy cost is 2. Cooldown is 120 seconds. Deals X amount of damage in a circle and increases the movement speed of allied units with range 60 or more on the battlefield by 50% for 15 seconds. I will never, ever forget TS Dragon. Shout out to you. And
Okay.
how much you gassed this fucking robot up to
I
be like he
remember
was
that.
great. And I was like, you know what? You're making some very valid points. This is not. I think he's bad. I think this Jet Jaguar is bad.
Absolutely, he is so bad.
I think it is bad. I put him behind Ultima because like there are 2 other characters on this list that do what he do but better, and it is Biollante and Gigan. Like,
Yeah,
why am
so
I
bad.
increasing the movement speed of all my long range units? I don't want the long range units up the enemy's ass. I need them.
Yeah, you want them in the back. They gotta be
behind.
sniping.
Exactly. I need them to snipe. And you know what? There's a lot of characters with like 70 range, now 80 range, maybe that don't even need to be snipers, right?
Yeah.
He was introduced when Ultima was in the meta and the best character in the game, and you didn't want Ultima rushing ahead. But even now, I want Rio rushing ahead, right? But if I
Yeah.
want Rio to go ahead, I want the whole fucking team to go with them. I'm gonna play Gigan. I'm gonna play Biollante. I'm not gonna just send Rio out and like the Chibis or something by themselves because they're gonna get absolutely mollywopped by whatever's
Yeah,
on the other side.
Yeah, no
Makes
point
no
sending
sense.
one unit balls first into the team. Just send all of them. It's so
Exactly.
bad.
He's going to send a handful of units. I would rather use a character that will send all of the units. I think that just makes way more sense to me.
Yeah.
So he's going in bad. I'm putting him behind Ultima because Ultima's got 100 rage.
Yeah. That's his saving grace. Only
Yeah,
reason he's there.
You have to be especially dog shit to be behind Ultima, whose only saving grace is he has 100 range. His ability is ass. So if these characters have actual abilities and they're behind Ultima, it's ass.
That's bad.
Completely ass.
Yeah.
We got our first meta. Mecha Ghidorah.
Beautiful.
This motherfucker is ruling. He's one of 3 characters that are just absolutely ruling the game right now. For the uninitiated, I have done a video on King Ghidorah specifically as a leader this season even, or maybe it was last season, whatever.
Oh, wow.
Recently, within the last month and a half that this video goes live, I've done it. So it's on this channel. The cards are red, green, yellow. Machine Hand costs 2 energy, 90-second cooldown, deals X amount of damage and damage in advanced shape and stuns for 5 seconds, and increases your cost recovery speed by 60% for 15 seconds. That is a ludicrous amount of energy gain. You can then pair this with cards that affect it. So in the green slot, you can use the Kiryu card that's signed that everyone got in like December and November. Yellow, you can use the Millennium card. Red, you can use the new Ebra card. And then the other red slot, who gives a shit? You don't even need to do the go for the color combination boost, you could just give it like the Final Wars 5.5 energy card, right? And just go nuts. Like, you don't even need, you can put that in the, it's insane. There's so many good combinations for this card, regardless if you go like out of the color combos, and then you just pop the energy for one. What's the Planet Eater card that makes things reduce by one?
Yeah, that yellow card's great.
It's cracked, especially on him, because then for one energy, and then you have like a 67 cooldown on him, you get what, like probably 7 or 8 energy
Yeah,
in like
ton of energy. And you
6
could pop it like
seconds.
4 times a match. That card.
Yeah, it's insane. Like, you can get it below. You can get, if you use the right cards and you have the right levels on them, or stars, I guess. You can get this ability, I think, to pop every minute of the match if you time it
God,
right, which is
that's nuts.
crazy. It is a shit ton of energy. The game is all about energy, right? And
Mhm.
getting ahead of your opponent on energy, super, super important. Putting the Final Wars card that gives you passive energy gain, the 15% energy gain, and then giving yourself 60% additional recovery speed, it becomes so hard for your enemies to keep up. It's just ridiculous on every level.
Yeah, it's completely busted. It's absolutely a meta leader.
It's Yeah, the only thing I'd say he doesn't have going for him is his range is 70 and his attack speed is 2.7, which sucks. But it
Yeah,
doesn't
it's
matter because the amount of energy you're pumping out, your opponent's really not going to touch you if you're playing
yeah.
right. If your
You're gonna
units are
pump out
good,
way too many units for them to get to your lead.
it is ludicrous on every level. He's absolutely running the game.
Oh yeah.
One of three. You can make an argue. I think there's two other units you could argue for are running the game. I think it's this King Ghidorah. We'll get to the other ones in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Kiryu is up next.
Wow.
I'm gonna put Kiryu in great.
Piece of shit.
Yeah, if you use Kiryu, I fucking hate you.
You're a fucking rat.
Shit
Use Kiryu.
sucks, bro. I'm carrying Rainbow Mothra specifically for you.
Same.
Kiryu leader, 2 red, 2 blue, absolute zero, everyone's favorite, costs 8, cooldown is 180 seconds, it's like the whole match. Depletes 90% of current HP of enemy units in a straight line within a certain range. It is never going to kill an enemy. If you have 100 health and this gets used on you, you're going to have 10 health. If you have 1 health and this gets used on you, you're going to have point 1 health, right?
Can you even go that low?
I don't know. I really don't know. But theoretically, this should never kill you. Just reduce your health. Yeah. So I'm putting it in great because it is still an instant win button if your opponent's not prepared. However, Psychic Chorus got an adjustment in like 2023 or something, very barely, and it made it like kind of better. Rainbow Mothra was introduced to the game. Rainbow Mothra can put an immunity on the leader. It completely negates this ability. I'm trying to think of what else negates. Kamen Rider leader, you just can dodge this ability completely.
Ability.
Am I missing anyone that
flying leads? When they get hit by trains, you only get hit once.
Yep, the flying leads only get hit because you're gonna use Absolute Zero Cannon and then presumably trains immediately after and get the win. And the flying leads only get hit by half of the trains. I mean, you could even say Fire Rodan, if he dies for whatever reason, right on the leader, right as this happens, that'll probably save you. Same with Biollante, Wakasa Bay. There's not a whole lot of ways to save yourself from this ability. However, it's been in the game since year one, since December 2021. I see a Kiryu leader, I know immediately what their game plan is, right? Like, it's so screamingly obvious what they're going to do. I'm putting it in great. It's still good. It's still as good as it's ever been. It's just super predictable. It's not meta. It's just super predictable.
Agree. I don't like it up there, but it just has to be.
It has to be. If I had a choice, I would put it at the bottom of bad. Because if you use this, you're a bad, fucking horrible person. But they give new players Kiryu for free. It's a 90% damage to your health. If you can't avoid that, 90% to your leader health is absolutely just devastating. Yeah, so this has to be in great. Kiryu stands are going to be in the comments. He's meta, he's meta, he's meta. Shut up.
Fucking Frostbite.
Fucking not. I don't give a shit. I'm not putting him in meta. He's great.
He's never going in meta as long as I live.
Now, this next leader, I feel like should be meta, but he's definitely not. It's Kong 2021. Kong 2021, red, green, green, yellow, Earth Break, costs 1, 90-second cooldown, deals X amount of damage in a circle. It says Fan Sickler still on this thing. In a circle, and increases damage dealt by allied units with an energy cost of 4 or more on the battlefield by 50% for 15 seconds. His reach is 70, his attack speed is 2.4. He is also another one of the units that got an adjustment recently as a leader. They increase his HP, they increase his attack, they increase the effect value of the special move. I think he's great.
Yeah, he is super good now. He's just GA9 on crack.
Yeah, I've always thought that Kong was a really good leader. He was... Outside of G89, Kong was the first. So G89, obviously, I got the 500 wins on him first because it's the leader everyone gets. That's what everyone's getting their 500 wins on normally first. Kong was my first 4-star that I had that many wins on. This ability I thought was fantastic for a really long time. Just not a lot of Kong pieces out there. Kong has been made available since the start of the summer of 2024. They have not told us when he's going to be removed for the game, so you can still get tons of pieces for him right now. Yep. And they just buffed him. This is a really, really good leader ability. Really, really good.
Super good. And he gets like a truck with his basic attack.
Dude, his basic attack is insane. My Kong is level 18. His basic attack is hitting for 784.
Yeah, that's really good for a leader.
Dude, that's almost as good as some of the other level 30 leaders we just took a look at that are in the bad and mid tier. He's just doing more damage there. His reach isn't very large, but when he uses the ability, it's kind of like an AoE. And then, we talked about G89 is increasing, the 6 costs by 50% or higher their damage? Yeah, this is for 4 costs or higher.
Yeah, a lot more units get buffed with this. And it's the same exact 50% as G89s. It's just overall better in every way.
And it costs 1.
Yep.
Costs 1. So, it's fantastic. His card combination, not the strongest. Yellow, red, green, green. You can finagle a lot in there. It's not really super great, but...
Yeah. The monkey slams, though. He's definitely good.
He's good. I'm putting him in great. He's really, really good. I like him a lot.
Yeah.
Don't like this one a lot.
Oh,
Mechagodzilla 1993.
We know where he's going.
Yup. So he's red, green, blue, blue. Plasma grenade. Energy cost is 3. Cooldown 60 seconds. Deals X amount of damage and knockback in a straight line, and reduces the time it takes for facilities on the battlefield to generate allied units by 50% for 15 seconds.
It's the worst thing in the game.
Oh, it's horrible. I
think it's worse than G21 and Hedorah.
I don't think it's worse than Hedorah. I don't think it's worse than Hedorah. You can maybe buy you a few seconds.
I mean, at least Hedorah's got AoE.
Oh, shit, you're right. You know what? Hedorah does have the AoE, so at least it has that going for them. Okay, I see you.
Yeah, this tin can's got jack and shit going for it.
Absolute dog water. The next leader got a boost. Mothra Imago. Life Force scales. Energy cost 2. Cooldown is 75 seconds. Restores 4% of the maximum HP of allied ground units on the battlefield every 15 seconds. Or every second for 15 seconds. Attack speed is 2.5. So 2.5. The range and reach is both 80. She got adjustments recently with the other leaders, and it was increased to HP, extended the attack range, because I think she was 60 or 70 before, and then now she also has the reduced special move cooldown time, because it was 90 seconds, or 100 and something, or rather. Now it's 75. I think this is solid. I don't think she's great. I think she's just solid right now. What do you think?
Yeah, I think she's good, but I don't think she's anything that special. We have a lot of tanky ground units that she does buff, but it's Ryu especially. Ryu can easily power through her heal. A lot of units can just power through her heal. It's good, but it's nothing game breaking.
Yeah, it literally at one point was game breaking where it would just heal indefinitely for the entirety of the match from as soon as you popped it. But ever since that, just fallen off completely.
Yeah. When she had 500 HP and got one shot by Bomber.
I would have put her maybe at the bottom of solid. With the changes she got recently, I'm going to keep her maybe closer to the top of solid. There's a ton of really good units she's going to boost up. This is just going to be really good. Her changes were really good, but she's not overall good.
Yep, agree.
I'm trying to find this worm. Where is he? Shin Godzilla.
Ooh.
Red, blue, yellow, yellow. Heat Ray, 5 cost. Cooldown is 180 seconds. Deals X amount of damage and burn to all enemy units on the battlefield and lowers your opponent's stored energy by 4. Burning deals 50 damage to afflicted units every second for 8 seconds. That's the burn. Okay. I have seen a lot of people use him to quote-unquote counter the energy gains from like Mecha King Ghidorah leaders. You're not. It's not going to work. Because as soon as you, first of all, you're only popping this every 180 seconds. Even if you went out of your way and put all the leader cooldown cards on, you're not going to get this thing to be lower than like 120 seconds at the time that this video goes live. Meanwhile, the Mecha King Ghidorah is pumping out 7 or 8 additional energy every 59, 60 seconds. It's every minute they're going to out energy you when you're really only going to pop this off at the beginning and at the end of the match.
Yeah, Shin is really bad. I wouldn't even stick it in mid. I'd just stick it in bad.
Yeah. Because he never was really super good before. You were still energy deficient. And now, with all the stuff that you can use to speed up energy and get passive energy gain, his ability almost feels worthless.
It pretty much is, and he has a horrible base attack. I think it's like 3.4, 3.3 seconds, something like that.
It's 3.2. But his search range is 85, which is not so bad. That's pretty good. Right? It's one of the higher ranges that we've looked at on this list, but it's it is just that ability.
He just feels like a worse Ultraman, honestly.
Yep, he is. I mean, his Ultima's ability is worse. This guy's range is worse. You get the trade-off. Ultima has basically no ability and a ton of range. This guy has pretty good range and basically no ability. It's like just a little bit worse.
Yeah, they're pretty interchangeable on this shit tier.
Yeah, they're fucking horrible. Speaking of a leader that is, I think, kind of bad, but is getting a resurgence, so I'm going to put them in mid. Space Godzilla. Green, blue, proton field, energy cost is 2, cooldown is 60 seconds, produces 6 crystals across the battlefield, and increases the damage dealt by allied units near the crystal by 25%. He's also one of the characters that got a change with the big leader buffs. He got increased HP, reduced special move cooldown time, and increased the effect value of the special move. And his stats, he's at 80 reach. It's pretty good.
I've always been a fan of this guy. He is. I've always liked him a lot. He does great damage as a leader. He has solid range. His ability, it could either completely fuck you over or fuck your opponent over. It's really luck based. But when it does work, like you get a ton of behind your opponent's lead, that's super good. Like, I'd honestly put him in solid. I don't think he's that bad at all.
I could put him in solid. I've seen him, and especially, you know what, this season that this video is going up with Godzilla Rio being rentable and everywhere, the crystals will fuck up Rio. He'll just going to start targeting them and stop targeting your guys. So that's also, he's got that going for him right now, which is pretty good.
Yeah, and for your own Rio as well, when he's upfield, it's pretty much a board 25% buff to him. It's just solid all around. Very solid.
Yeah, I can see that. The changes, I would have put it in mid, but the changes recently I think would be solid after the changes it's gotten. Next one, not good. Ultraman. Blue, yellow, Spacium Beam. Energy cost is 4. Cooldown is 120 seconds. Deals X amount of damage in a straight line. And for allied units on the battlefield, excluding self, increases attack power by 20% and movement speed by 30% for 10 seconds. Kind of a jack of all trade. Master of none. You also can't unlock him right now. If you don't have Ultraman, you're fucked. You're not going to get him. You're cooked. You're not really missing a whole lot. I would maybe put him in. I don't know. I would maybe put him in bad because he's not AoE. I mean, his range is 70 and his attack speed is 2.8. I mean, that's no rough.
Damage. The only thing saving him really is stun immunity for me, but Chibi's just got nerfed. Stun isn't that prevalent right now as it used to be, so that niche he had is a little out the window. He just doesn't have anything else really besides Pierce.
Exactly. Like, he has the piercing. I mean, man, I really want this ability to be good. It's just never really been good because he himself is not good. The ability is fine. He's not very good. And then for 4 energy at 120 seconds for this, when I could just pop, 8 extra energy for 1 every 59 seconds with Mecha King Ghidorah is ridiculous. It's not even a question. I mean, that's the barrier for entry into meta is King Ghidorah is making 8 energy in 15 seconds. Is your leader doing something comparable? Probably not.
Yeah, I'd wager 90% of the leaders aren't doing that.
Correct. I would be in agreement with you. Here you
Yeah.
go. This one's for you.
Oh my god, the goat.
Godzilla 2004. Burning G Spark Heat Ray. He's green, green, blue, yellow. Energy cost is 3, cooldown 90 seconds, deals X amount of damage and knockback in a straight line, and increases the movement speed of allied units with an energy cost of 5 or more on the battlefield by 50% for 15 seconds.
I love him. He's shit though.
Yeah, it's he does a decent amount of damage. I mean, his reach is 80, his attack speed is 2.6.
Yeah, but like single target for most of the time. He has the tail whip, but it's very small. The ability is pretty bad.
It's like right. I would maybe put him like right here, maybe behind, because he's kind of doing what Gigan does, and like it's
Yeah,
not as
it's
good
just
as Gigan's. Mid,
I don't know. I'd stick him
bad.
below GA9, honestly. I'm fine keeping him in mid. I think he's better than the Lovebirds, but he is
Put him like
not all
here.
that. Yeah, I think that's
No,
good.
no, I agree. I agree.
Uh, Poor
All right,
lad.
my girl that I wanted to be meta so bad. Evangelion Unit 1. Go Berserk. Red, red, green, blue. 5 cost. 150-second cooldown. It is 30 seconds shy of absolute zero. It
God.
steals 15% of the current HP of the enemy leader unit and 80% from other enemy units on the battlefield. So it hits the leader for 15. It nukes 80% of the health on every unit on the battlefield. You can't unlock her anymore. She's not available in
Yeah.
the game. Her reach is 70, her attack speed is 2.3. She has piercing, I believe, and she's
It's really
single
small.
target. I wanna
Fall from
put
grace.
I wanna put her in mid
Yeah, I think that's the highest I'm willing to go at
because
mid.
I feel she doesn't really have a lot going for her. But there's a leader we're gonna look at really soon that does pretty much this ability,
But so much
but
better.
it's better. And so
Like,
because of that, she's going in the dumpster right there into me. I don't think she's bad. I just don't think she's very good right now, and it sucks.
yeah, like when she was introduced, board wiping wasn't really that much of a concept as GBO players knew of, but
It
so
was like
many
the
leaders
first
do
one
it
to
now.
really do it.
Yeah, yeah, but now we'll get to him soon. But she just ain't all that. She do be a baddie though.
Oh, I love her. I love
Yeah,
what's it? I love Shinji's mom. She's great.
absolutely.
All right, new one got an adjustment this past season as well. It is Mechagodzilla, our favorite Fortnite character, Mechagodzilla
Ah,
2021, with the A74 Proton Scream Cannon for red, red, yellow, yellow, cost 2, cooldown is 75 seconds, deals X amount of damage in a straight line, and inflicts enemy aerial attribute units on the battlefield with a low flying state for 60 seconds. His adjustments, I think, get the most adjustments out of any other characters in the 10 leader spread.
damn.
Increased HP significantly, extended attack range, lowered movement or lowered special move cost, reduced the special move cooldown, and increase the value of the special move, the effect value of it. Their range is 80 and their attack speed is 2.6. I still don't really think he's that good.
Yeah, I agree. He's pretty much the definition of mid, honestly.
You sure you want to put him in
I,
bad?
does he have
His
AoE on his basic attack? I forgot.
I don't I don't remember. I don't think so. But like
Okay, yeah, he's
we
bad.
don't even really need to have him place things in a low flying state when Biollante Wakasabe does it every 7 seconds.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, you're right. He's bad.
it's
He's very
bad,
bad.
right? Like I think it's maybe like worse than Jet Jaguar.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I think that's
there's
good.
units that do exactly what this ability does. You know, if this ability did the low flying state and gave your ground units like a 40% attack boost, could be really good. It
Yeah, but
doesn't.
like just low flying state is not enough for elite ability.
And even when it came out, he was the first character that even put low flying state on other monsters, and it was still not good then. It's
He's
not
been
good now.
consistently shit.
Yeah. It's a fun ability on units. It's not something I want my leader exclusively doing. It's not super great. Not a huge fan of that.
Yeah. Also, just one thing, something funny with his ability, like on Hollow Earth, you know the lava pits. If you low flying state flyers on that, you can get your own ground units stuck trying to target them.
I have noticed that. I have noticed
It's
that.
really funny, but also super annoying if you're the one doing it.
Yeah, so be wary in Hollow Earth. It makes him even fucking worse. Who would have thought that he gets even worse?
Shit map worst lead.
G21 or not G21? What's this? Godzilla
Oh,
2001. He did he get any changes? No, he didn't. I'm
I don't
looking through
think
the
he
list. He
did.
didn't.
Yeah.
Heat Ray, red, green, green, blue, cost 3 energy. Cooldown is 120 seconds, and it's like a math equation in his ability. Steal HP from enemy units in a circular zone. Leader units equal 10% max HP. All other units equal 60% max HP, but deals 5% of current HP as damage to self. Also reduces the attack power of all enemy units on the battlefield by 45% for 20 seconds. It's mid.
I've
I don't think
always been an advocate for this guy because I'm assuming you know the player Vetrivade, pretty
Yeah,
popular guy.
yeah.
I can't even count how many times he's fucked me over with that lead ability because he gets a good push going. He pops that, and my units deal 0 damage, and I can't do anything. Like he's definitely solid. I'd even argue great with Kong, honestly. That ability can absolutely change a game.
Every 120 seconds.
Yes, every 120 seconds, but when it happens, it happens. You feel that.
I could. We could maybe compromise and do like somewhere in like solid, like maybe above Space Godzilla or like. I feel like
I'd
solid
say,
is fine because he
yeah,
also has
solid's
AOE.
fine.
He also has
He does.
AOE, and he's 70 range with 2.8 seconds. It's not really a whole lot, but he's got AOE, which is a lot more than other leaders can say.
Yeah, I think solid's fine. I'd put him above Space Godzilla personally, but yeah, that's fine.
I feel like we do like that. Call it
Yeah,
even.
yeah.
Excellent. Another leader that you cannot obtain anymore, Kamen Rider, or Masked Rider for our Western fans.
Damn Americans.
Red, green, blue, blue. Rider kick. Energy cost is 2. Cooldown is 150 seconds. It deals X amount of damage in a circle and stuns all enemy units on the battlefield for 3 seconds. It is immune to damage while using the special move. We talked about him earlier when we talked about Kiryu. You can avoid Absolute Zero Cannon because it avoids all damage, and Kiryu's Absolute Zero Cannon counts. You can stun the battlefield. He actually had to get nerfed. He was
Oh
so
god.
widely used in 2023 that summer. He was so widely used that they nerfed this because he used to stop the battlefield for like 5 seconds, and it was just you would work a push to the enemy and then you pop this and they can't do anything about it. It was horrific. I mean, I had a
Season
ton of
of
fun using
Doom
it.
with that. Fucking that leader and Kumo unit pre-buff. Oh my god.
Yeah, it was just
Hell.
stun fucking
Hell on
city.
earth.
I think right now, I think he's solid. I think he's at the
Yeah, I
bottom
think
of
he's
solid.
solid.
He's
Yeah.
still super usable. The only reason you're not really seeing him a whole lot is he doesn't really do a ton of damage. His reach is 80, which is really nice. I don't remember if he, as a leader, keeps the flyers away.
Yeah, he does. He knocks back them with
Because
this
he
kick.
knocked. Okay, so he still knocks back the flyers as a leader. He has 2-second attack, which is nice, but he doesn't do a whole lot of damage. His move doesn't do a whole lot of damage. But you do get to stun the whole battlefield and become briefly immune. I'm putting him in solid, like at the bottom. I still think Kamen Rider is really good. And if you talk to a lot of veteran players with a higher level Kamen Rider, they will also tell you that they think that he's pretty good.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But
Yeah, he's just a solid, very solid leader.
very
Not much
solid.
else.
Levels are holding him back.
Yeah.
Next leader, hidden by my profile picture here, my camera. I think this is one of the 3 that's running the game right now.
This is a piece of shit right here. I hate how good he is.
Mechagodzilla 1974 also is one of the monsters that got an adjustment during the 10 liter shakeup.
You got a
Defense
big one.
Neo Barrier. Green, green, blue, yellow. Energy cost is 2. Cooldown is 120 seconds. Restores HP of allied units and facilities in a circular area around self by 10% of maximum HP every second for 5 seconds. And reduces damage taken by allied units and facilities in a circular area around self to 80% for 30 seconds. He is healing for 10% of a unit's health over every second for 5 seconds. So that is 50% of their total health gets given back to them, And then for 30 seconds, your enemies are taking 20% of their normal damage that they would take. Their 80% damage reduction. The changes he got was increased his HP significantly and increased the effect value of his special move because it did not last nearly this long before. His reach is 75, his attack speed is 2.8. This is probably the third best leader right now.
Yeah,
for sure.
I agree. Yeah, he just has everything going from. The only thing he doesn't have is a good basic attack. It's got range, but it
Yep.
does no damage. Everything else, though, I think he's by far the best defensive lead.
110%.
Super good.
110%. I mean, I fought him today. It's like their name is like Pokimane or something. It's not Pokemon, but it's like Poke something. It's like Poke M something. I don't know what it is on the battle line. And they use energy base, choppers, and Boss, and this fucker, and I can get through pretty quickly, but it basically negates all the progress I've made on the board, and then they just fucking stomp me.
Hell.
This is absolute hell to go through. And he used to not be really good. He used to not be good at all for a really long time. And this change of reducing the not reducing the special move cooldown, increasing the effect values of his special move, heinous evil work from Toho, because now he's busted.
Yeah, the fucking rat that Toho made him nuts.
And he works really well with the Gamera 1967 because he wants to use the air bases, and this guy helps facilitate the facilities, which is really, really good. So,
yeah, it's just he just has everything. He's so good. I hate it.
He's absolutely fantastic. One of the best leaders in the game. Next character, also hidden behind me. This is in contention for the #1 leader right now. Also one that got a major adjustment this season. It is King Ghidorah 2019. Red, blue. Yeah, red, blue. Gravity beam. Energy cost is 4. Cooldown is 100 seconds. Deals X amount of damage to enemy units on the battlefield and increases the attack power of all allied units except himself by 20% for 15 seconds. His adjustments that he received: increases HP, increases attack, lower the special move cost, reduce the special move cooldown time, increases special move damage dealt to units. Buff city. Like,
absolutely. I think he's the best lead personally right now. Like, that's a board wipe and a half. It's so strong. It's just insane.
Mine is only level 16, and his ability is just under 2,000 damage board wipe.
That's insane.
That's insane. A level 30 one of these, level 20 one of these is just annihilating whatever's on the board. If you don't have Rainbow Mothra in your deck, you're fucked. You know, Psychic Course in your deck, you're fucked. Like, the Gamera 67, you're fucked. Like, this card is winning. Just, you pop this ability, you just win a match. And you know what? People who use this, they don't even go for all the cards that make it so the energy is, or they don't use all the cards to get the stat boost. They just make it as low of a cooldown as possible, and they just will pump this out constantly. This, trains, Sundays, shit like that just completely stall you out.
Yeah, absolutely. So good. Hell, I think I did the math on this. With his fastest card cooldowns, it gets the ability down to, I think, 60 seconds. You're just popping that every minute. Even if you don't hit the units, you're just taking like a fifth of the lead's HP every time.
Yeah, your leaders just take a ton. The fact that if this didn't hit the leader, it might not be as good. But the fact that you can cheese a W with this too, fantastic. So good.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see a better leader.
I think Mecha King Ghidorah is a little bit better because I like the way the energy works. But both of these Ghidorahs, it could go either way.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's completely fair that they go either way.
Ghidorahs are running the game right now as the leads.
It's insane. I mean, and Mechagodzilla's hanging out, I guess, doing something. He's just doing something. But these two Ghidorahs are running the game. I don't think any other characters are getting put in the meta section right here. It's just there's no other characters that are running it like them right now.
Yeah.
Speaking of characters that aren't running it, Godzilla 1999, who also got adjustments this season for his hyper destructive pulse, red, yellow. Energy cost is 3. Cooldown is 90 seconds. It deals X amount of damage and burn for 8 seconds to enemy units in a circular area around itself. Burn deals 50 damage to afflicted units every second for 8 seconds. His reach is 80. His attack speed is 25. His adjustments were increased to HP, increased to attack, extended the range, and reduced the special move cooldown time, and he still sucks.
Yeah, this is just Monster Zero, but his ability is just 5 inches all around him. It is
Yeah,
not that good.
it is like baby's first board wipe.
Yeah.
I don't think it's bad, especially after these changes. I definitely think it's mid. I
Yeah.
don't think it's super good.
I think we can stick him a little bit higher in mid because I'm looking at his stats in the game right now, and they're really good as a lead. Like he hits hard, he has a lot of health,
Hmm.
solid range.
Well, I
It's
was
just
also gonna say mine is level 15, and he's doing 2,500 damage with that leader ability, which is really good.
yeah, it's solid. Like
So
he's just like the most bog standard leader.
yeah,
He's like the new GA9.
yep, I agree. I feel like he could be in the bottom of solid, but I really don't think so. I think he's just mid. I think he's not getting any higher than that.
Yeah, his ability's just too situational.
I agree. I agree. If it was bigger, like half the board,
Oh
phenomenal.
yeah,
Would be really
absolutely up
good.
there.
Absolutely. But it's not, and that sucks.
Yeah.
I got another one for you, special for you. Gamera 2023, Fireballs, red, green, blue, yellow. Energy causes 3, cooldown is 90 seconds, deals X amount of damage and knockback to enemy units in a fan shape, and increases the damage taken by enemy aerial units on the battlefield by 50% for 20 seconds.
Absolute. This is the guy that got me top 10. He is so good as a leader. If he's not going in meta, he's going at top of great for me. He's got one of the best defensive leader abilities. It does insane damage. Get that fucker above Kiryu right now.
No, I'm putting him in the bottom of grade. I put him in the bottom. He's not. There's no way he's better than Kong.
Okay, buddy, I see you. But yeah, he's got great stats. He's still one of the hardest hitting leaders. I saw that. Fuck my train of thought. But he's still probably the best defensive leader. Well, not the best. He's one of the best, I mean to say.
Yeah, it's so funny that
He's just
he's at
super
like
good.
the top of grade, and the other leader that does knockback like him is at the original knockback is at the fucking bottom. He's dog shit.
It's just two different worlds right now. His knockback actually kills, and it's half the board. Super
Yeah,
good.
it's super wide. It's very great on defense. Not a meta leader in my opinion, but if you have a high level Gamera, fuck it, use him because he's good. And he doesn't knock back flyers as a leader, does
No,
he?
he doesn't.
No, he
He just
doesn't.
does a shit
Kamen
ton of
Rider
damage.
does. Kamen Rider still
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
Next
And
one.
also just
Oh no, you got it. You got it.
yeah, one more thing. And just his card
Mm-hmm.
combination, it's GA9s. He's got one of
Yeah.
everything, which in my opinion is the best. Yeah. That's just
Perfect.
another point for him. Just super good.
Yep, he's got one of everything. Not a whole lot of leaders do one of everything, so that's actually something that's really really great.
Yeah, big bonus to him.
The next one that we're I think I just hit an echo. That was weird. The next one that we're looking at is Rainbow Mothra, and they are green, blue, yellow, yellow. Defensive scales. Energy cost is 3. Cooldown is 100 seconds. Very very short. Nullifies attacks on self and allied units in a circular area around itself twice. So it gives you 2 uses of the free hit,
Yeah, 2 shields.
and that's basically gives everything Shinden shields, and that's it.
Yeah, it's just really not all that. Like,
I
just
don't
run
think
the
it's
unit
bad.
if you
I
want the
think it's
shields.
I think it's mid. I think
think
it's like
it's
maybe
mid.
like there in
Yeah,
mid.
I think that's fair. Just like if Rainbow Mothra hit not for 4 damage, I think he'd definitely be higher, but I think he like Hedorah, one of the lowest leader attacks. He just tickles them. The
Yeah,
ability's not that good.
but he's a
Just
2-second attack speed, but the 70 range is not very good. I think the range is. I think he also has AOE, very small
yeah, it's
AOE.
small AoE.
So it's not a. He's not all that. I hate to say it. If you want the shields, you're just better off running him as a unit. You're gonna get a lot further with the shields.
Yeah, a lot more value as a unit.
Now this character, I think, is a lot more value as a leader than a unit.
Oh yeah.
Godzilla Waka, red, green, yellow, heat ray, cost 2, cooldown is 20 seconds. So very good still. Deals
Oh, yeah.
X amount of damage in a straight line, and damage increases the more special moves are used, up to a maximum of whatever damage for a 5th time. So mine is level 16. He hits for 1515 damage normally, so 1515, and then he gets a max of up to 2845, or yeah, 45. His regular attack is not super great. His reach is super weird at 79, which is
That's so
a
weird.
weird number. And then his attack speed is 5 seconds, which sucks. But it's because he can use his other move every 20 seconds. A lot of people will say he's still the defensive meta king. I think he's just solid now. I don't think he's doing enough to really... I mean, Gamera's pushing people away. He's just doing a ton of damage. I mean, he will still do a lot of damage, but once you pop that, you have to wait 5 seconds for him to defend himself. It's not super great.
Yeah, his ability, it's honestly, Gamera is just a lot better in every way to him now. His ability, if you pop the right cards on him, make it only one cost, that can be really good, but yeah, I don't think he's great anymore. I think he's fine at top of solid.
Yeah, I think he's just all right. I don't really think he's... A lot of people they think he was meta from a while ago, and they still try to think he's meta. I don't really subscribe to that.
Yeah, he used to run the game like for a few months, but
yeah, for like the first like 3 or 4 months after he released, he was like everywhere, and then once we moved into was it he was the end of 2023, and so then when we moved into 2024, he kind of fell out, I think was what it was.
Yeah. I was talking like right as the leader abilities got actual damage, because
Yeah.
his was, I think, as highest level, the hardest hitting leader ability that you can consistently do. But yeah, there's just better ones. Like Monster Zero is a whole board wipe.
Yeah, it's
like
insane.
he's not comparing to
This
that.
guy's like a very small, concentrated area. Monster Zero does the entire field.
Yeah.
Super Mechagodzilla. Red, green, blue, blue. All weapon attack. 4 cost. 150 seconds. Deals X amount of damage and stuns for 3 seconds and slows for 10 seconds. I think it's kind of great. Maybe he's just solid now. I feel like in the great tier, there's a lot better stuff, but at one point he was probably in the meta, and now he's just like, I feel like he's just kind of solid.
Yeah, I definitely agree. He's like pretty much in the same bar as Waka right now. Ran the game for a little bit, but now it's just solid. It's like the only thing saving him, I'm going to be honest, is that range with AoE. He is pretty bad in every other category.
I'll keep him above Waka for the range and AoE. I mean, his range is 100, just like Ultima, and his attack speed is 3 seconds. Really good. I think that also has Pierce on it.
Yeah, it does have
And
Pierce.
The thing about the top characters is all of their leader abilities are extremely cheap. And extremely fast. This gets 4 at 150 seconds is not cutting it. King Ghidorah is 1 every 60, or 1 every, it's like 90, and then you can reduce it to 60. The 2019 Ghidorah is 1 or 2 every 100 seconds or something like that, and he's not cheap enough and it's not fast enough to be meta at this time, which is unfortunate because it's really a solid ability, but it's not fast enough.
Just not all that.
Speaking of another one that's not all that, Godzilla Minus One, red, green, blue, Heat Ray, cost 4, 180 seconds, steals 20% of the current HP of the enemy leader unit and 80% from other units in a circular zone, and deals an additional 601 damage. This is worse, actually, than Eva 01, because they do almost the exact same thing, except he only steals from characters in a area that's about a quarter of the size of the board, maybe half the size of the board. Eva 01 does it across the entire board.
Yeah, he's just a worse unit one. The only thing I'll say about him is his ability can actually kill, because it does do a little bit extra damage on top of that. But I just rather have unit one for that board wipe.
Yeah, he does like a big hit for 600 damage. My minus one is level 27, and it says that his additional damage on top of this attack is 601.
Jeez.
Not very good.
Yeah.
But you do get a little bit of extra damage, and then you steal the remaining shit. It's just worse than Ava, because he can only hit a little bit of the board. She hits the entirety of the board.
Yep.
All right. Shout out to my boy 99 Orga, because we're on Orga right now, and they also got an adjustment recently. Shoulder cannon, green, yellow. Shoulder cannon, cost 2, 120 second cooldown, deals X amount of damage and knockback in a straight line, and restores leader HP by 30% of its maximum. It just got a buff that says increased HP significantly and reduce the special move cooldown over time. Right now, his reach is 79, his attack speed is 2.5. My Orga is level 16 with 11,700 health. I don't think it's very good.
Yeah, he's just not that good. The ability can sometimes come in clutch with that knockback and heal, but yeah, I'd stick him right with his boy G99
Yeah,
there. It's
I
just
think
not
that
that
his
good.
health is really good. Like his health
Oh yeah,
is
definitely.
is is really really strong.
Yeah,
He's
he's
just
chunky.
he's not he's not doing anything across the board. He's healing himself. He's pushing things back. He's basically just delaying the inevitable, and that's not something you want. You kind of want to be able to make a big push and make a big comeback, and this is just not going to do it.
Yeah, not that good at all. Like if his ability like also healed your allied units, I could see him definitely getting into solid, but if it's just the leader, it's just not worth it.
I agree. I agree 110%. Next, Moguera. Green, blue, blue, yellow. Special move. All weapon attack. Cost 2. Cooldown is 100 seconds. Deals X amount of damage and 140% of damage taken for 20 seconds to enemy units within a circular zone. Not good.
Yeah, just not that great. The only thing saving him is his range.
I mean, I think like deals damage, whatever, and 140% of damage taken for 20 seconds to enemy units within a circular zone. 140% is a
That's pretty solid actually.
insane number. He's
That's good.
basically every 100 seconds you pick a zone that's like marginally smaller than minus ones, and then you just kill whatever's like in that circle. Pretty much. I mean, you're not really like you're doing a little bit of damage, but then they're gonna take they have the 140%
Yeah.
debuff, and I don't know if that's supposed to be 40% or if it's actually supposed to be 140. I think it is supposed to be 140. So if you
I
have
think it's 40.
but all the other
For sure.
abilities are not like 180. If it's
I
80%, it's
think
not
it's like
180, it's just
yeah,
80.
yeah, I think it's like how GA9 is like a 1.5 times multiplier. I'm pretty sure this is like
Yeah.
a 1.4 times more damage taken. I think it's like that.
Yeah, maybe. But I I think he's mid. I don't think he's very good. I think it's like maybe ahead. I don't even know if it's ahead of them.
Uh,
Maybe I don't know. Maybe
I'd
like
stick it above unit one.
I might
Think
even
is
stick it
I think
above
it
maybe Mothra Rainbow.
yeah, I think that's respectable, yeah.
Because if you have a decent enough push and they're coming at you and you hit that, you're basically just going to run through all of their characters and then Bob's your uncle, you're done. But
Yeah.
it's not super strong. And I think,
Yeah, it's nothing amazing.
no, we have one more character on the list that got an adjustment, and then I can close this tab on Google. Thank God.
Thank God.
All right. The next one is Thousand Year Dragon Ghidorah. As a leader, they are red, red, blue, yellow. Big spark ball, 3 and 100 second. It costs 3. It's a 100-second cooldown. Deals X amount of damage and stuns for 5 seconds to enemy units in a circular zone. Bad. I don't think
Uh
it's very good. Or at
I don't
least it's
think
the bottom of
he,
mid.
the only thing that's saving him for me is his just basic attacks a triple hit of his normal damage.
Mm,
He deals a shit ton of damage with his basic attack. That's I think
yeah, that's
honestly that's
fair.
enough to get him solid,
That's fair.
but nothing above Kamen Rider, I'll say.
Because he has 75 range, 2.8 second attack speed, but you are right, he is hitting triple. So if yours is hitting for 300 damage on the stat screen, it's actually going to be 900 if he's focused on one person.
Yeah, that's
So
a lot.
that's a lot of damage. The ability is not very great, but that kind of concentrated firepower is actually fantastic. So I'm
Yeah,
with you on that.
yeah, slight saving grace for him.
Godzilla 2003 also had adjustments. This is the last one. Red, 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 yellow, heat ray, 2 cost, 90-second cooldown. Where have I seen that name and combination before?
Hmm.
Deals X amount of damage in a fan-shaped area and changes normal attack from melee attacks to heat rays for 30 seconds. Heat ray attacks deal damage and knockback to enemy units within a straight line, and his adjustments were increase his HP significantly and increase the effect value of his special move. His reach is 70. He attacks every 2.4 seconds.
I want him to be good because it's such a cool ability, just transitioning to the beam. But he's just not all of that. He's definitely mid.
You sure he's not bad?
Yeah, I don't think he's bad because his knockback can counter a lot of close range units.
I'll probably put him like right here.
Yeah, that's fair. He's
something like
not
that.
good.
There's a lot more. I mean, and we're not just like being super harsh. There's just a lot of leaders in this game that are just so unbelievably mid that it's not even funny. They're just like are currently unusable and have like always just been
Yeah.
unusable. And these, it's just unfortunate, but that's just
Yeah.
how it is. I mean, we have a lot of like the ones that are meta, great, and solid are really really good, but the mid is just like wow, like
Yeah.
how bad can you fucking
Just won't
get
be
before you're
running those.
unusable? Yeah. If you have no other options, sure, you can run a mid. If you have any other option, you might as well just invest in something else.
Yeah, like even at a low level, I'd take a good leader over a bad one.
100%. And speaking of something that you should invest in, Godzilla Evolved 2024, our other favorite Fortnite character.
You go.
Red, red, blue, blue. Heat ray. Energy cost is 3. Cooldown is 120 seconds. Deals X amount of damage in a fan-shaped area and generates 2 energy for each enemy unit defeated by special attack. If you kill 3 Kamakuras with that, you just are up 6 energy. This is really good. His reach is 85 and his attack speed is 3.1. This is a great leader.
This
This is
guy is
great. I
phenomenal.
fucking love
Like
him. He's
the
phenomenal.
one thing I'll say, because he still has that bug where you can pop your leader ability and it just gets canceled. They still haven't
Mhm.
fixed that.
But
I'd put him
outside of
above
that
Gamera if he
bug,
didn't have that. But yeah, he's just very comparable to Gamera in my opinion. Just very
mhm,
solid basic attack, long range, great defensive ability, arguably better than Gamera's. But
I
yeah,
agree.
he's just very
His
solid.
he is one of the best defensive leaders in the game because Gamera is pushing people away and doing a whole lot of damage. I would even maybe put him above Gamera because he's going
Whoa
to
there,
just
buddy.
kill. He's gonna kill most things that show up because like mine is level 16, not a whole lot, but he's dealing 2,857 damage on this ability pop. Whatever he kills, I get 2 energy back per kill, and then I can just drop a huge push. It's great.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. Yeah, above Gamera does make sense. His ability is just flat out better. And he does
It's
more
just
damage.
he does more damage and he gives you energy back. And as we've seen by 2 of the 3 in the top, getting energy above your like faster than your opponent is preferable and is a good way to go. So he is going to go
Yeah.
there. I think. I think it's a good
Yeah,
spot for him.
Pinky's pretty good.
Really, really, really good.
Yeah.
Flip side of the coin, character that is not very good. Godzilla the Ride. Green, green, yellow, yellow. Heat ray. Energy cost is 4. Cooldown is 120 seconds. Deals X amount of damage in a straight line. And increases the damage dealt by friendly units with an energy cost of 5 or more on the battlefield by 100% once for 20 seconds. So he gives the does he give the critical hit? Yeah, he gives
Yeah,
the
he gives
critical
a
hit
crit.
buff.
One crit hit.
I will say the I don't like the energy cost. All right, the energy cost is fine for this, I guess. I would rather it be a 3. I
And
think the cooldown is
should be
too
cheaper.
much. I
Hmm.
agree it should be cheaper. My Godzilla the Ride is level 5. At level 5, the damage from this is 2,425.
His ability hits like a fucking truck. I
It
will
is
say that.
crazy. He's not bad. I said he was bad. I don't even think he's mid. I think he is solid. I think he would be a lot better if this cooldown was reduced and you didn't have to just use a ton of cooldown reduction shit on it.
Yeah, he's just a solid lead overall, and he has his little crypt step as well as a basic attack that can just finish off units. He's just not bad. Just the
Yep.
levels on him for most people.
Yep, he's really new. So this is we're now in the territory of the 3 new leaders that we didn't have the last time this was done. He's the first one on the list and or on of this pairing and or grouping or trio, whatever the fuck you want to call it. He's good. I think that if you want to get this crit buff off, you're probably more reliably put him on your team in the field, but he's also not very good as a unit. If you really are dedicated to using this crit boost, use him as a leader because it's not. I mean, his ability is doing a metric ton of damage, and then your characters are all going to crit for 100% of their normal damage. It's really, really strong. But
Yeah, definitely. He's just like he
cooldown's
really
not
is
great.
just in between GA9 and Kong on that ability because GA9 and him basically do the same ability. It's just he's a little
Hmm.
bit better, but Kong just does what he does, but it better as well.
Exactly. Exactly. Next is the anime Mechagodzilla. I'm sorry,
Oh, here we
2018
go.
Mechagodzilla Counter Godzilla Super Heavy Mass Nanometal Decisive Battle Weapon. Their ability is Convergent Neutron Cannon, red, red, green, green. Cost 4, cooldown is 150 seconds, deals X amount of damage in a straight line, and reduces the cost of allied units with attack speed or more. It says reduces the cost of allied units with attack speed or more than 2.8 seconds by 1 for 20 seconds.
There you
So
go.
if their attack speed is 2.8 seconds or more, they are now 1 point cheaper for the next 20
Wow.
seconds.
Game
Holy
changer.
God.
He's pretty mid.
Yeah, this is not. I mean, I would even put him in maybe bad. What
Yeah,
units
I'm
are
not-
you using that are 2.8 second attackers that you're like, you know what? I will pop this 4 energy ability for a 1 cost reduction on this 7 cost character. Like,
I'd do anything for my goat Desghidorah, but I wouldn't do that.
exactly.
That's just bad.
I think it's bad energy gain. I think you pay 4 to reduce things by 1, but like, can I filter in this game by range? What is the filters?
I gotta know. I've never touched that.
No, you can't. I
Damn,
can't filter
shit
by
game.
range, so I'm not even gonna look. But not great. I think it's negative energy. I don't think it's negative energy game, but it's not positive. That's for certain. I think he's
Nothing
bad. I don't
good.
think he's good. I don't think it's good. His what were his stats though? He has 85 reach and 2.8 second attack speed. I mean, you could get a lot of things out for 1 less, but like you spend 4 to reduce your character's cost by 1, so you're negative 3, and then if your character is like a 6, 5, 6, 7 cost, you've just spent 4 to play a 4 cost. Like,
It's just, yeah, the math ain't mathing on that. And it's a super long cooldown, so you can't just spam it out.
exactly,
It's just not worth it.
No, it's not good. And finally, there's another one that is also not very good. Gigan Rex with Rex Plasma, red, red, green, green. Energy costs 4, cooldown is 100 seconds. It deals X amount of damage in a straight line, and then summons 2 Gigan Miles in front of himself. This is dog shit. This is
Damn.
actually so fucking bad.
Fuck.
Okay. Every 100 seconds for 4 energy, I get 2 miles. I can play him on the field, and then for 6 energy, I get like 5 of them.
Yeah, I got some bias to him because he's one of the only leaders I won every match doing his challenge. But yeah, he's just bad.
He has really great range on that leader ability, though, and his search range and his reach is 80. His attack speed is 2.8. I mean, the stats aren't really that super good. His range is good. His like everything else is not very good. This ability is not very good. His color
I'd stick him
combination's
above
alright.
G21. Don't do my boy that dirty.
For you, he can go above G21, but he really is just bad. Like, he is a bad leader.
Yeah, Gigan Rex does not hold up, sadly.
No, and he's awesome. He looks cool. I use him every day on the field, and I guess what? I must summon 25 Gigan Miles every match at minimum. At minimum 25 Gigan Miles every match, and then for this, oh my god, I could pay 4 and wait 100 seconds, and I get 2. It's a crazy value. We're up. We're super high. Diamond hands. We're gonna hold the Gigan Rex.
Pretty good.
Stupid.
We ain't
Bad.
Grandmaster with this one.
Yeah, we ain't leaving Grandmaster. So this is the final list of, I think, how we put everything. What are your any final adjustments, any final thoughts on this list? Because you actually, you probably give me the most shit out of everyone else every time I put a tier list up. So now that you're actually here with me and you built this fucking tier list, is this a good tier list?
Well, everything I touch is fucking greatness. So yeah, I'd say this is pretty good. The only thing I'd say is I'd actually drop Desghidorah below Waka, just seeing who we have in solid. Like you do get good energy. Yeah, it's sick of me. You get good energy, but everything else in that kit is horrible.
So this is now, by your standards, this is perfect.
I'd say it's pretty perfect. Yeah, it's pretty good. I fuck with it. Gets my stamp of approval.
Excellent. Maybe this will be the first tier list that I post that I'm not immediately dog walked for.
Let's not get too crazy.
The
haters will be after you. Shit, they're gonna be after me too after this.
Yeah, this is actually now this is your fault, so I can't even take the blame. Officer.
Yeah.
I was in the passenger seat. He did all the driving.
I'll take one for the team here. I'll be the only support player.
Thank you, thank you. Oh my gosh, this was an hour and a half.
Keep it under 40 minutes, my ass.
I didn't say keep it at 40 minutes. I said if we did a minute for every character, it would be 40 minutes.
Yeah, that was never happening.
You speed run everything. It takes me a minute to just get the words out.
Yeah, because half these fucking leaders have an entire different language as their ability.
We're one of them. GMK is a math equation in his thing. It's like a bunch of equal signs and like less thans and shit. And I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous. But since we're wrapping up, Spence, any final thoughts? Remind people where to hit you up.
You can check me on Spenzo on YouTube. The go is there. That's honestly all I use, really. Every social media is shit. I'll be hanging out in Melee server as well, the great Melee's Corner. You should join that. Subscribe to Melee as well. And I've heard he's pretty cool.
Thank you for the
And
plug.
yeah, of course. I think that's all I got to say, honestly. I think this is a pretty good list.
I think that's what I got too. So I had a ton of fun. I hope you had fun, and then I
I
hope
had a
people
fucking
made it
blast.
to the end of this video. I'm definitely putting timestamps so people can skip ahead. But if you watched the entire hour and a half of this tier list, you're a fucking goat. Holy shit.
Shout out to you.
Absolute madman.
Absolute
You must have been
legend.
really bored at work today and put me in your ear with Spence, or you were, I don't know, eating your breakfast for an hour and a half or something. But damn, this was good.
That's
So I hope you
commitment right
enjoyed
there
that
to the
one.
grind.
Maybe we'll do it again in another 6 months if there's a big leader shakeup. And if not, I guess you're just going to have to start asking me again in the comments over and over and over again for another leader tier list.
Don't worry, I'll spam ping you in Discord.
Please don't.
I'm not that much of a sack of shit. You're good.
So everybody, that is what I have for you today. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.
See ya.